everyone, welcome to a new video. This is literally the back-to-back shooting of a same video. Last time we reviewed Batman Hush and I was disappointed. And then we had Superman Birthright. Really good comic by the way. Superman Birthright. It's a adventure comic published by DC Studios between 2003 September to 2004 September. It's a 12 issue limited series written by Mark Waid, my favorite writer by the way. He also wrote The Kingdom Come, which was like great comic. And the art is by Leinil Francis Yu and Gary Allenguin, and whatever the name is, that's so complex. Here is the main cover. It's orangish, giving it a dark vibe. Here is the side spine of this. Completes my Superman trilogy of Birthright, Kingdom Come, and All Star Superman. It's an origin story of Man of Steel, and this is great. $10 for this. Go get it right now because it's definitely worth it. 312 pages, 12 issues, limited series, great. Standalone, by the way. You don't need to read anything before it. It's a really good comic, by the way. A great art style here, and this might be my one of the favorite comics. Like definitely my top three, by the way. I really liked it, but I'm a new comic fan, so I'm not much. I have yet to read a lot of comics. So yeah, the story begins with Jor-El and Clara sending their son Kal-El to new planet, and it got a lot of good dialogues here. Last son of Krypton is and hope, and um, like you know, really good stuff, and the opening of the comic, it really gave a movie vibe to me. It says DC Comics proudly presents the story of Krypton's last son, Superman Birthright. Like literally I thought I was seeing a movie, and it's a really great thing. The story focuses on the early life of Clark Kent, young Clark in Africa, for for getting global perspective, I guess. And he have some issues hiding his powers. And the art style, it's okay. It's not my favorite art style. I do not hate it, but amongst all the comics I have, this might be the weakest amongst all of them. Like the weakest art style. But art style doesn't matter at all. Actually it does, but still it doesn't matter at all. We got we got Martha here, we got Park Ant here, and the core between the story, the depth between every one of them is so much great. And surprisingly, Martha Kent is she's looking young in this comic. Like that's literally weird. And she loves Clark a lot. She loves how he makes his decisions, and that's actually good. And the pa, he was he's bit skeptical about uh Clark, about him admiring that he is the Kryptonian, because he expresses his this, like he is not hateful, but he wants to save him, but still great. And then he moves to Metropolis and joins Daily Planet as a reporter, where he first times becomes the Superman. Here you can see this great art style, and what the hell is happening literally. Here you see him, his iconic thing, and then Lois, he met Lois and he actually likes her because of her character. And then we have this really amazing art style here. Art style is made, but the movements are iconic. I would love to see these drawn by either Jim Lee or Alex Ross, like literally maybe Jim Lee, because I don't think that these story actually and movements actually suit to Alex Ross one. So yeah, we got Lex Luthor in this also. He's the main villain, and the comic actually takes a different take on the Superman's origin. It makes him a guy who explores stuff. And Lex Luthor, they also changed that to that the Lex Luthor was a childhood friend of Superman, and that's actually adding a lot of depth into the project. We got this great art style again here, as you guys can see. And I like how it goes from colorful to the dark in the end. Like you can see the colors right now, and in the end you will see how the colors change to dark. We got like him using X-ray vision, his hearing vision, that's not vision but like hearing power, and Lex Luthor meeting Superman. Really great iconic moment, and then claiming that he is the man of Superman, like Superman's working for him. And then we got this moment like Superman saving a woman, and she's saying thank you, and Superman smiles, and like this is a really hopeful moment in the comic. And then Lois, she actually suspects that maybe Clark is Superman, and yeah, and like Lois also got a crush on Superman, so like this is a bit weird overall. So as we continue, the story is like proceeding. Lex Luthor, he's having some plan to like speak against the Kryptonian, and like he actually like plans some attacks, and then he uses his meteoroid which he found, which was kryptonite, against him, which weakens Superman. As we all know, you can really see him, he is weakened. Like the kryptonite poison, it's really bad. And Lex, he was like his father wasn't great in his childhood, and like he was really spoiled kid, and like he disliked everyone. And like Clark, he tried to like friend him, he tried to fix him, but he was a weird guy, Lex Luthor. And he shifted to Metropolis where he became a billionaire, like Luthor. You can see how he was like a crazy mad scientist. Like that's actually adding a lot of depth. And then we got some great sequences, like Superman saving the people, and like it's a great comic. And then we have this scary moment, literally. Oh my god, my screen turns off all the time, which confuses me. Anyhow, never mind that. We got this really dark moment, like Superman curious, and this gives me literally the Kingdom Come vibe, because it have exactly the same sequence after like everyone dies and Superman survives. And like we got like literally you see Lex Luthor not being scared and literally laughing off Superman, and then explains to him how he actually knows about his origin, and like he's a crazy mad scientist there. And like he makes people go against Superman, making them believe that he is the real villain here to take over the world. And that's actually reminding me of the 2025 Superman, which movie I actually love a lot, and it's my one of the favorite movie of all time. Another great artwork by two people, Gary and Leinil. We will call them LG. LG, yeah. We got like using the kryptonite poisoner, and like then he uh like he actually like created a armed force with like, and named them Kryptonian, like make them look like Kryptonians, making people believe that Superman is the villain. And then we got this element, and like this one, and this literally gives me the vibe from the Dark Knight Rises. Like you see the same moment there with Batman's sign lighten up on the bridge, giving people hope. And then we got this again, a great art style right there. And the next chapter, it's more of a like people killing sorry, Kryptonians killing people and Superman fighting them. And then he gives like he trusts his Lois, and so does Lois Superman. And then Superman fights, and like he is really powerful in this comic. He's a symbol of hope, saving children's. And like this gives people hope that like he is our hero. And like see, Jimmy Olsen is also here. Everyone starts to trust Superman. And we see Lois yeah, like taking the kryptonite from Lex. And this is another great thing right here. Anyhow, as we continue, Superman fights everyone, and then he fixes his suit, and like Lex Luthor, he finds out about Lois, and literally throws her out. Classic, literally classic here. Then we see madness of Lex Luthor, and like this ending sequence was so much suspense. Like it's an adventure comic, but I really like the ending sequence, like literally that was intense. Then we see like Superman seeing his father and mother for the first time, like the real one. He admits that I am Kal-El from Krypton, the last son of Krypton, and like he fights Lex Luthor. He like defeat him, and when they were going to disappear, he says something in Kryptonian, and then it blasts. Everyone's gone. The technology of Luthor is gone. Luthor is arrested, and like Lois, she is like bit like um sad because like the people of Luthor, like his people, they're trying to like say that he is some like he is some sick, and like he got some radiation poisoning stuff to take him out, and like she's angry about that. And then Clark and Lois talks, in which Clark brings that like indirectly tells that maybe she have a crush on Superman, and she's like she is like, you think I have crush on Superman? And then she ends with, it's people know now it stands for courage and it stands for hope. It stands for Superman, the logo, which clearly tells how she loves Superman. And then we have this last sequence in which Laura and Joel, they sees the message which Superman gave them, like here. I guess it is that message maybe, and then they die. This was one of the best comic out there. I really loved it, and I think I might be reading All Star after, like rereading All Star after this. Maybe it will have a different impact this time. Overall, a really great comic. I recommend this to everybody. Definitely a 9 out of 10 for me. I like this comic a lot, but still not close to my Kingdom Come, which is like a 9.75 or a 10 out of 10. Like that comics was great. And well, I'll reveal one thing. See this comic right here? Up one? I'm getting that. That's all for today's video. I hope you liked it. Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments. And till that, goodbye.